The only secret I have is how much I do for all of us. You too, Chismosa. We all have to sacrifice. This is an opportunity that will not come again. You and I both know that. This is what we have been waiting for. Yes, she has me by the balls and she's going to make me work for it, but you know that I can't live with the foot always on my neck. You know that is not me. I don't have to be king, but something better than beggar. Hey guys, this is Peter Mendoza with some monologue tips for you. I hope you guys are staying healthy, warm, and are not stir crazy. So, I'm just gonna try to give you as best of a rundown of monologues as I can based on my own perspectives on it. So, with that, I have a lot of things prepared, but let's just throw it all to the wall and then see what happens. So, I think first and foremost with the monologue, you have to be confident. Confident in who you are as a person, as an artist, and with the research that you've done. Be confident that no matter what happens, you'll be able to deal with anything. Because when you go into that audition room or when you step on that stage or on that set, things change all the time. And so the only thing that you have to be conscious of is the work and who you are as an actor. Just trust your instincts, trust your impulse that you'll be able to figure it out. Because at the end of the day, that's what acting is. It's spontaneous. It's almost improvised. You have all of these things to kind of give you a guideline to what to do, but at the end of the day, you just throw it away and then you just go out there and you just tell the story the best way you can with whatever you can. And so again, good is subjective. It is all based on opinion. And so the only thing that I feel is the one thing you need to think about the most is honesty, grounded truth. That's always the fearless choice, in my opinion. It's not about doing something crazy and something unexpected, because half the time that doesn't work either. But the thing that people are trying or searching for is, what is it that the casting director wants? What is it that the director wants? It doesn't matter what they want. They want to know what you have, because you are here for a reason. They have chosen you to audition, or they have chosen you for the part based on your own perspective of how you view the world. And so trust in that your view based off of the character and the situation that he's in or she's in, that you couple it together, you'll be able to give an interesting, captivating performance based off of whatever it is you do, because it's all based off of your own perspective. And so with that, variety. Variety is volume, speed, pauses, rhythm, and inflection. Inflection are the operative words. It's making sure you're not going down at the ends of your sentences. Because there's a lot of people that when they read a line, the only secret I have is how much I do for all of us. And I didn't hear that, and it just went down. And so you want to make sure that you're articulate, you're clear, you enunciate, because there's a lot of mumbling actors out there, and you don't want to be one of them. We want to make sure that we hear everything that you have to say, because everything you were saying is important. The writer, the author, the playwright, the script writer wrote it for a reason. And so don't throw away the words. Even though you're throwing it away, there is an intentional reason why you're throwing it away, but let us hear it. We want to make sure that we get what it is that you are trying to say, whether it is to pass it off or to make important. Rhythm is your character's rhythm, his internal clock, what makes him move, what makes him talk and motivate him. That's all that comes from his environment, that comes from what he's been through, and just his own individuality. Like, you have your own unique quality, so does your character. And so what is that? That's based on his physicality, of how he stands, how he walks, how he moves, the expressions that he uses, and even the way he speaks, the rhythm of his voice, and the musicality in which you speak. I always feel that with anything, with a scene, a monologue, a play, a film, there is a need to communicate. There is something that you need to say that you couldn't say before, that you need to say to this specific person because the time just seems right. But you don't want to over rehearse it. You want to research it as much as possible, because I feel that we need to know your character's history without us knowing the character's history. We don't need all that exposition, but we need to know that you have it all so that when you walk on that stage or when you start talking, we get a feel of who you are, where you're coming from, and why you do what you do. And that all comes from the jacket that you wear, the history that you carry. Like you, as a person, carry all that history. I carry all my history of where I come from. So does this character. And so that all comes with the work that you put in, the research that you have put in, your interpretation of his lines and his stock patterns. Pauses are always good. I think when you approach any monologue or any scene, you control the tempo, you control the moment. And so when you step on that, as long as that pause is engaging, doesn't matter how long it is, if there is something going on, that's so much more interesting, because I always feel that the best actors are the ones who can act without having anything to say. And so if you can find that moment of being able to say so much with just a look or just a physicality, that will carry you so much more in a monologue or in a scene than your lines could ever do on their own. Pace. Pace says a lot about your character state of mind, as does your physicality. How fast and slow they are. And so if you're going fast, if you're running right through it, it's because you're either thinking a mile a minute or you're just trying to get through what you have to say because you just need to let it out and you don't care who hears it, or you just don't want them to pay attention to it, but you just have to say it. Or if you're slow, you take your time and you make sure that everything that you say is so specific and so clear that you know that the other person is going to understand, or at least get a good understanding of what it is that you are trying to say. Because like with anything, again, it is a need to communicate. Acting is reacting. Acting is being so honest and so truthful. It hurts more than actual living, and that's our jobs, is to open ourselves wide and give you that vulnerability. And pauses and pace lend itself to that. Volume as well does. If you're really, really loud, are you looking for attention? Are you just angry and you're just exploding and you just don't know who to go to, or they're the person that's making you lose your mind? That's where volume comes in. Or if you're soft, maybe they're like that, and then you're undercutting it and you're just talking to them in this moment, because this sometimes can be so much more powerful. Like with physicality, sometimes it's not the movement, it's just the stillness. Even in the way you speak, softness is a stillness of not feeling like you have to add too much, but you just add enough, because you know that the mystery of who you are, that volume is going to bring in the audience, and they're going to want to know more about who you are, because in that level that you are playing with, that volume, it lends itself to that. And so now I'm going to get to emotions. The mistake I feel that people make with emotions is we want to get self-indulgent. We want to play the emotions as they are. If we want to play angry, we're angry and we're like this. Or if we're sad and we're crying and we're like this. But then sometimes that becomes self-indulgent and the audience like, oh my God, they're chewing up the scenery. I don't want to see that. But what are the levels within those emotions that make it so much more interesting? Like, are they capable of violence? That's always an interesting thing to play. And with that, what is that emotion and that capability of violence? Is it shame? Is it guilt? Is it resentment? Is it a chip on your shoulder that the world has put upon you, and so you are ready to snap at anyone that looks at you the wrong way? That's an emotion. But see, you can play so much more than just anger, but you're almost like seething. Seething is always a great quality to have, because you're angry, but you're not allowing us to hear the volume of that anger, but the intensity of it, because you're soft. And that's where volume comes in. You're soft and you're very specific and you're very clear. It's like a boiling pot. You're ready to explode. The audience knows you should explode. You know you should explode, but you never do until that moment when you can't hold it in any longer, and that's when you explode. Wherever that is in your monologue or in your scene, look for it, but don't just throw it all away in some monologue. Build to it. It's a build. A monologue is a build. It's an outline. It guides you to where it is that you need to go. And just trust in that, and trust in yourself that you'll be able to find exactly what it is that you need to do. I hope that's helped. I try to give you as much information as I could. If you need more information, just write down your comments down below, and I'll answer you the best way I can. But I hope you guys stay safe, stay warm, stay healthy, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.